Hello everybody. This is part 2 of my playthrough of the Innsmouth Case. Just looking for some missing girl, just arrived at Innsmouth. Yeah, I don't know, just gone to the Gilman Hotel. You recognise its roof from afar, and after a long walk it is now before you in full splendour, the Gilman Hotel. At least it's easy to see that it once must have been a gorgeous building. The hotel resembles an old English country estate, but its present state, it would be suited as a setting for a very predictable film about teenagers and chainsaw killers. Wild and withered ivy has a firm grip on the walls and obscures the details of the richly decorated facade. A gallery of gargoyles melted into unreal shapes by acid rain and acidic pigeon droppings lines the roof. The many window panes have been neglected for years. Only in a few places has a small area been wiped clean in order to see outside. There are 2 cars in the parking lot, a vintage car with large rust spots and a large grey van. The kind of van you've always been warned about as a child. Inspect the cars, walk around the hotel. Walk around the hotel, let's have a... You decide to go for a little walk around the estate. Your initial impression of neglect and decay is confirmed on the other side of the hotel. You pass a small garden, which once must have been very beautiful. That is until the person in charge discovered alcohol as more fulfilling hobby for himself. Between weeds and waist-high patches of grass you find tons of bottles, almost all of them of the high-proof kind. Further back you find piles of discarded furniture half hidden in the bushes. It seems if they came from the hotel or someone was simply too stingy or lazy to call the bulk waste collection. The furniture seems to have been lying here for some time and rain has made the wood wet and mouldy. The chairs and tables are smashed and the mattress is tattered and full of rusty brown stains. Grim. Without a doubt, wine, tomato juice or paint. I wouldn't go for any of them, to be honest. Look at wine. The last leg of your tour takes you past the side exit to the hotel. Judging by the smell, there's fish on the menu, and the garbage truck clearly comes by on an irregular basis. Why would a business that relies so heavily on first impressions let the facade of their building deteriorate like this? The Gilman Hotel is probably the only one of its kind in Innsmouth. It's either staying here or sleeping on the beach. You really hope the inside of the hotel has been looked after a little better than the outside, but you're quickly disabused of that notion. The massive wooden door is difficult to open. Shouldn't the staff be doing this anyway? With a loud creaking sound from the hinges and an exhausted puffing and panting on your part, you manage to open the door and enter the lobby of the Gilman Hotel. You wonder if guests are even welcome in this place. The room is sparsely lit. There are impressive chandeliers hanging from the ceiling, which, if working, would perhaps not quite give the grand hall back its original splendour, but at least convey more warmth. Your first steps tell you that there are rotten floorboards hiding under the thick carpet. The green wall panelling and wallpaper also appear rotten and musty. Sort of wet. No way am I going to check into this mouldy dump or get to reception. But it's the only place to go. You ain't got much choice, have you? It's a funny looking sun, you know. Before you let yourself be distracted by the questionable interior design and the associated health issues, you walk purposefully towards the reception desk. A small greenish creature stands behind the counter. The loudly humming ceiling lamp above harshly illuminates his silhouette and gives his face hard edges. You can make out every individual speck of dust and dandruff on his dark green velvet collar and crooked shoulders. Maybe they should be dimming the lights after all. The figure smiles at you, or perhaps it's more of a grin. His face unsettles you. You lean forward at an angle to get a better look at him. The corners of his mouth reach all the way up to his dried up ears. His smile looks like it's painted on. His beady eyes lie deep in the cavity of his skull and seem to stare into opposite directions. Has he even blinked yet? And on top of it all, he smells funny. How may I help? You're startled and take back a step. Welcome to the Gilman Hotel. My name is Cornelius Gilman III. How may I be of service to you? The man's gaze remains unchanged, and his unnatural smile still seems to be etched into his face. You're still surprised that he can talk with that expression on his face. Just a moment ago, you could have sworn he was an inanimate puppet. Just like now when he's not speaking. What's wrong with your face? You have beautiful eyes. I'm going to say them to him, am I? I'd like to book a room, please. Well, actually, she'll ask him what's wrong with his face. Fuck it. What's wrong with your face, you say with disarming honesty? If you are referring to my complexion, I suffer from a very rare congenital disease, which only people from my family, as well as other people in this town, develop. You shrug your shoulders. Sure, why not? I would like to book a room, you begin, and manage not to blurt out in a different hotel. Perfect. The Gilman Hotel is delighted to be able to welcome you as its guest. May I ask whether you're in Innsmouth for business or pleasure? How long will you be staying with us? Would you prefer a view towards the beach or the skyline of our exciting town? When would you like to be woken up? Do you sleep deeply? Are you travelling alone? Do you have family? Who knows that you're here? Can I interest you in our spa, fitness and wellness activities? Would you like to subscribe to our newsletter? How long can you hold your breath? Funny story. Been able to breathe underwater since I was a child. Answer all the questions. You tick the box next to business, pleasure, wink wink. None of the options, and writing, none of your business. No, because it's supposed to be, you know, if I'm getting up everybody's nose, I'm not going to be finding out much information, so I'll just say business. How long will you stay with us? For about a week. Not sure I'll be able to make it through more than one night. As long as it takes. Yeah. Favourite view? View of the beach. You write in view of your room, wink wink, or view of the city, beach. But would you like to be woken up? Yes, at 6 AM sharp. I never sleep. No, damn it. Do you sleep deeply? As deeply as my feelings for you. I never sleep. I can't be woken up that easily. Are you travelling by yourself? I'm always by myself. Do you have family? My family's none of your business yet. Who knows that you're here? Why are you asking me all this? Can I interest you in our spa, fitness and wellness activities? No. Would you like to subscribe to our newsletter? How long can you hold your breath? Funny story, I've been able to breathe underwater since I was a child. Are we done now? Can I get to my room? The concierge's expression did not change a tiny bit for the duration of your conversation, let alone did he blink. Thank you very much, that was all I needed to know. Now all you need to do is sign here. He tilts his strangely shaped head over to the guest register. Impatiently you sign with J. Doe, XXX Noob Slayer 555XX, your real name. Sadly, we're all booked up this season. There's only one spare room. Here's your key for room 666. Enjoy your stay. You look at the key, which has magically appeared on the counter. Then your eyes slowly wander past the man to the wall where countless other keys are hanging. Continue your search for Tabitha. Get to your room. Book wellness sessions. See what my room's like. You look at a golden panel with the layout of the different rooms and floors. Room 666, there it is, 4th floor, left wing of the building. You walk up the stairs to the upper floors, but you can still feel the eyes of the concierge on you. Panting, you finally reach your floor. An almost endless corridor spreads out in front of you. At the other end, you can see a figure who seems to be as lost as you are. Did the building look much smaller from the outside? You walk down the corridor when you notice a figure approaching you. Your brain is mentally preparing itself for benign hotel small talk. But wait, it's you. You walk a bit further and realise you're standing in front of a mirror. That's why the corridor looks so vast. The mirror marks a fork. According to the room numbers, your room should be further on the left. In the corridor towards the right, you can see a small yellow sign on the floor. Maintenance. What you're going to do, get to your room. Yeah. After 2 more confusing turns and giant mirrors, you've reached room 666. Finally, you're going to drop your stuff and take a nap. Good plan. Of course, the door resists being opened. You jerk the key back and forth in the lock until you hear a satisfying clicking sound. A smooth warmth hits you as you enter the room. Immediately, the synapses in your brain switch into energy saving mode. The trip to Innsmouth has probably taken more out of you than you had thought. You don't even notice the rest of the room. The sight of the bed makes you yearn for a little shut-eye. Now, let's unpack first. That's right, you're supposed to do something else. A little girl needs to be found, and the reward for it needs to be paid into your bank account. It's only when you march to the closet that you realise you have nothing to unpack, after your briefcase mysteriously disappeared. Oh, of course, I forgot about that. All you have left is a very basic survival kit, a toothbrush, and travel bottles of various care products that you stuffed into your coat pockets in a rush. You go into the bathroom and position your treasures around the sink. A handful of ice-cold water is enough to refresh you. Good thing you didn't go straight to bed. Who knows, you might never have woken up again. Now that you feel a little more refreshed, you leave the bathroom and survey your tiny kingdom. Your place is furnished with only the bare necessities. Your bed is flanked by a chest of drawers. At the window there's a desk with curved ornaments, and next to the bathroom door there's a huge, massive dark wardrobe, which extends all the way up to the ceiling. The yellowing floral wallpaper is slowly detaching itself from the walls in some places. And on the wall you can see a range of paintings with elaborately decorated frames. So open the window, examine the pictures, leave the room. Let's look at the pictures. Pardon me. Since this room has not been equipped with a television, you're left with art as your only entertainment. The first picture shows a ship in a choppy sea. The motif looks familiar but pretty. The impressive fight of the small ship against the huge forces of nature. Half hidden in the background, you can see a small spot of light. You have to squint and walk up even closer to make out a lighthouse. Even some elements of a town are visible. Could this be Innsmouth? You turn to the next picture and immediately take an involuntary step back. You are looking at a grouchy, weather-beaten man, the embodiment of a sailor, complete with a captain's cap, a full grey beard and a thick black coat collar. The painter of this work opted for a frontal perspective rather than a more advantageous side angle. His head slightly raised, the man's piercing gaze seems to be fixed on something in the far distance. A small spark of light drowns in his sinister eyes. Odd choice for the hotel room decor. The third and last picture hangs on the adjacent wall. An idyllic view of the beach on a quiet day. A pair of lovers with their backs turned to the viewer. He's wearing a white shirt, she's wearing a yellow dress. The two of them are in an embrace on a sand dune and look towards the horizon. The image fills you with a profound sense of calm. Open the window. After a day out and about investigating, you have no desire to return to this stuffy room tonight. At least open a window to let some fresh air into the room. The window lock is a necessarily complicated crank that you turn around aimlessly for a while until you understand how the mechanism works. Leave the room. You are now reasonably refreshed again and ready to face the town, armed only with your wallet, your mobile phone, and the photo of the little girl. You step out into the corridor and lock the room door. You turn right at the first fork, then left again. Right? Anxious to get out, you suddenly find yourself in a dead end. After trying a few other left-right combinations, you finally find the golden sign on a wall which shows you the way to the stairs. As you walk down the circling stairs, you look at the reception on the first floor. The eerie, almost mechanical smile of the concierge greets you. It's as if he has nothing better to do than watch your every move. You arrive downstairs and you decide to talk to the concierge again. No, head directly to the exit. Discussing details of your accommodation seems like a waste of time to you. With quick steps, you hurry out of the building, but you can still feel the eyes of the concierge on you. Time to go and look for Tabitha. Right, Harbour or the town centre? Town centre first, I think. Town Square. Innsmouth Town Square, the beating heart of the city. A big attraction for local tourism, it is animated by groups of visitors who are chatting away in the sun. A lot less animated are the lethargic locals who are lurching about the square. A rather creepy-looking fountain is in the middle of the square. A gigantic fish-like stone statue stretches its claws towards the sky, with water flowing out of its menacing jaw. The water sprays into the air, providing a refreshing breeze to the tourists sitting around the edge of the fountain. Looking at it closely now, it all rather looks like a giant drooling fish monster. The square is surrounded by handsome old buildings, although the side streets reveal the true Innsmouth, crumbling facades just far enough away that the average tourist doesn't notice them immediately. You also notice the mean grimaces of gargoyles sternly looking down onto the visitors from the corner of their buildings. You make a mental note to block out the Innsmouth architecture in future. At first glance you can see the town hall and the police station beyond the fountain. There should be a few more public facilities nearby, but you don't notice anything right away. Right, get to the fountain, town hall, police station, or scope out surroundings. Well, I'm looking for a missing person, so the police station would make sense. You enter the precinct and find yourself in a small foyer. A counter separates visitors from the actual office of the police officers on duty. It's standard practice, observed even in a cranky little town like Innsmouth. A chilly, not particularly inviting old building, with only a single narrow window on the northernmost wall. The room is bathed in a yellowish light, but rather than a warming glow, it's much more like warm sick. Yellowed wallpaper is about to come loose from the walls, probably a process that has been ongoing for years, the exciting finale of which you can witness today. Almost every one of the poisonous green tiles on the floor has cracks or other small damage. A policeman is on reception desk duty. He looks at you through dull eyes. The police station gives off the same lethargic vibe that you've now come to expect from Innsmouth by now. But who knows, maybe they can help you anyway. Look around or talk to the guy. You've got to talk to me, yeah. Okay, get down to the point. The life of a little girl is in danger. The wooden floorboards creak under your shoes as you approach the cop. They sound like moaning of an audience somewhere in the distance, commenting on a display of epic stupidity. The cop on duty has been watching you intently ever since you entered the room. He clears his throat before talking to you. Fucking hell, he's an ugly sod, you know? So you want to file a missing person report? Yes, that's why I'm here. No, why would you assume that? Well, I haven't mentioned it. Well, I'm going to ask him why. And why would you say that? The cops seem briefly surprised. Well, it's just what most tourists. He stops himself mid-sentence. All of a sudden, the papers in front of him become super important and he starts making neat piles that are perfectly perpendicular to the pen and ruler. It's pure zen to behold. When he's done, he returns his attention to you. What do you want? So, is this not the library? Say goodbyes. Why are there so many people reported missing here? He stares at his newly arranged desk and adjusts the objects even more. Only an electron microscope could now show any inaccuracies still present in this arrangement. Then all of a sudden the cop gets up, murmurs lunch break, and disappears into the back office. Question time appears to be over. You're now all alone in the foyer of the police station. Leave the police station, keep looking round, I'm going to look through his papers. A quick look to the left and right. No one in sight. You grasp this opportunity to inspect the desk. You notice your heart beating loudly in your chest. You start rooting through the cop's papers, but sadly you can't find anything apart from crossed-out tic-tac-toe games and amateur doodles. A worrying amount of people are strung up on gallows. He's definitely not made any recent notes that you consider useful. Why did the man have 18 cucumbers on his shopping list? Disappointed, you step away from the desk. You keep looking around. Initially, upon inspection, the foyer doesn't reveal anything new. Beside the entrance door, in a blind spot, you notice a yellow poster with the slogan, "Bounce of the police dog says, paws off the drugs." Underneath is a faded drawing of a dog riding a unicorn over a rainbow. You can't help thinking that the poster has a contradictory message. You look up to the ceiling and notice a CCTV camera you hadn't spotted when you entered the station. Normally you'd expect this in a police station, but this is the first object in the room fabricated after the turn of the century. Luckily for you, you notice the camera before doing anything stupid. Oh wait. From the room next door you can make out some sort of commotion, rustling and voices, and then suddenly a door opens. Several cops enter the room. All eyes are trained on you. I can explain this, all run. All I've done is look through his papers, and there's nothing in them. I can explain, you say, and preemptively raise your hands, although no gun is being pointed to you. Pardon that. Your intuition is, you have to admit it, usually pretty useless, but something stirred him right now, and all signs point to danger. These people are not here to help you, they're watching you and trying to trip you up. The cop you were talking to earlier has dropped his apathetic facade. He now reminds you of a shark circling a broken shark cage with you inside the cage. Oh really? Go ahead, sunshine, he says with a malicious grin. What were you doing just now? Obtaining unauthorised access to police documents is a crime. Right, so I thought this was the way to the restroom. I need to find the missing girl. I was just admiring your drawings. Yeah, that's probably... I don't think it's going to help what you say, but... I was just admiring your drawings, you say, hoping the uncertainty doesn't creep into your voice too much. The men in the background make a step towards you, but the guy in front, the same you were talking to earlier, raises his hand authoritatively to stop them. He furrows his brow. Do you really like them? Your mouth is suddenly drier than a rice cracker in the Sahara Desert. Oh yes, you answer, and you try to recall the details of the childish drawings you glimpsed briefly earlier. But you've seen that glint in the eyes of the cop many times before. You've seen it with people stuck in their deadly dull jobs, and who dream that their potential will be recognised by someone, anyone. You estimate that Innsmouth doesn't value its creative talent sufficiently. What do you like about them? The cop asked suspiciously. What do you like most about them? The subtle Art Nouveau references, all the gallows and exploding bums. Yeah, I think that's probably going to be the best one to put. All the gallows and exploding bums. The group starts laughing. Despite scoring sympathy points with his colleagues, the artist himself is less than pleased. He twists his mouth into a grimace and approaches you. His colleagues surround you like a pack of hyenas. Before you can say another thing, someone hits you over the back of the head. Oh, apologies. Right. Had to blow my nose. Your head is pounding. You feel numb and lethargic. You fade in and out of consciousness. Memories visit you, pleasant ones that hail from better times. Then you return to reality. Reality is not at all attractive. When you open your eyes, a flickering source of light blinds you. You carefully stretch your arms and legs, still unsure of where on earth you are. Are you dead? No, your gaze wanders over the metal bars and the stone wall into which those who came before you have carved messages. You are lying in a cell, although the word cell doesn't quite capture it. These are more like cages, which are separated only by thin metal bars. No cot, no toilet. Damn it, they didn't even give you a bucket. Someone must have given you a good beating. From your scraped cheeks and hands, you deduce you were dragged here afterwards. In the cell to your right is a woman with her back against the wall. To your left, an unconscious young man with dishevelled hair, lying face down. You look around the dark cell. Inspect your surroundings, talk to the woman, talk to the man. Inspect your surroundings first. You get up and knock the dust off your coat. Quick rummage through your pockets confirms your worry. All your belongings were taken before you were incarcerated here. Your cell neighbour pays no attention to you. She sits on the cold floor with her knees bent, her arms wrapped around her legs, her gaze directing stoically into the distance. What is she looking at? Ah, the only door leading out to this crypt. Even if you magically manage to open your cell door, you still have to overcome this metal door. You squint your eyes to get a better overview of the situation. The door has a narrow slit at eye level, through which light falls into your prison. You think you may be hearing distant voices, but maybe you're just imagining that. I'll talk to them. Hey, given the circumstances, no one can expect of you to come up with something more creative. She turns towards you with a sigh. Slept well? You rub your cheek. Big mistake. Your head feels like one big bruise. I'll explain the situation, or ask who are you? Who are you? Who are you? You blurt out. That question could have been phrased a little more elegantly, but this is perhaps not the time for formalities. Kate. My pleasure, the woman replies monotonously. I'm here for exactly the same reason as you, I suppose. She listlessly starts imitating a falsetto voice. My little girl is missing. I'm so worried. The accurate portrayal of Dahlia. An accurate portrayal of Dahlia. You have to give her that. And this, she nods towards the peacefully slumbering surfer dude, is Lonnie, who was here on vacation. She laughs softly. What is going to happen to us now? Well, that should be one of the many questions on your mind right now. At least it's in the top three of all of your questions. In addition to, how can a degenerate man from Innsmouth knock you out so easily? And would the telekinetically gifted evil mutant twin in the horror movie from the 80s have become much nicer had his parents not baptised him Belial but Steve? The woman frowns at you. How the hell should I know? She looks away from you and, as before, stares at the metal door at the end of the room. Then there are scrambling, rattling sounds. The door is being opened. But I guess we're about to find out. Hard to tell which is worse, the squeaking sound of the rusty hinges or the light flooding the basement room and blinding your eyes. A figure approaches. It takes your eyes a few seconds to adjust and take in who is standing in front of you. It's a cop, and he's not alone. The policeman looks at you with a condescending grin, then he fumbles with the lock on your cell. From the corner of your eye you can see that more visitors have entered the cell room. They seem less amused by the situation, chewing on their bulging lower lips. They keep an eye on you and the other two. In their hands they hold burlap bags. Oh. I hope I didn't keep you waiting for so long, the cop says in a chatty tone. I wouldn't want visitors to get a bad impression of Innsmouth. He opens the cell and grins at you. You're coming with us now. Oh, apologies. I hope I'm not getting a bloody cold. Right, play along or attack. No point in attacking, I'm going to get. Oh. It's 3, now 4 against 1. Your fellow inmates are still in their cells. You'd have to be pretty stupid to try and think. You do as you're told. And step out for yourself. Oh, I don't know what's wrong. I've just started sneezing constantly. It must be all this dust in the cell. The cop with the keys nods and starts to unlock the woman's cell. Kate, meanwhile, has gotten up. With an expressionless face, she stares at the cop who avoids her gaze. He motions for her to come out of the cell. Something is being pulled over your head. Suddenly everything goes dark and smells of potatoes. Just great. This coward of a cop has put a burlap bag over your head. Your hands are pulled behind your back. You can feel how a scratchy rope is being wound around your wrist and pulled tight. Someone has to carry our surfer boy. He's still completely out of it. Now let's get a move on. Come on. Two hands grab you by the shoulders and push you down a long and winding corridor. It's probably the discreet way out of the police station. At least that's where you assume you must have been. Someone mumbles the word staircase, but it comes too late and you fall flat on your face. The hard edge of a staircase rams itself into your forehead. Someone behind you laughs a nasty, rattling laugh. It goes on your nemesis list. Well, this day seems to turn more and more unpleasant. After several corridors, stairs, boxes, and other stumbling blocks, the obstacle course comes to an end. Your shins bump against metal and well-intentioned pressure against your shoulders move you to a slightly elevated surface. Next to you, Kate falls on her face too, cursing loudly. Well, at least you are not the only victim here. A problem shared. Someone pushes your legs forward and a muffled sound can be heard. You're beginning to catch on with what's going on. An engine sound confirms your suspicion. You're being transported in some sort of car. You're still pondering where you might be taken when you're being thrashed painfully against the metal wall as the car makes a sharp turn. It is when the car races down the third cobblestone road that you stop being able to tell how long you've now been in the car. You've also stopped counting the number of bruises you've acquired on this trip. By now, you've also given up trying to get into an upright position. During the ride, you keep bumping into Kate and the dopey surfer guy. He seems to have woken up from his nap by now, and every pothole the car drives over, he enthusiastically shouts, "Party!" or "Woo!" from inside his burlap bag. Your personal eternal vengeance list has been replaced by a wipe Innsmouth off the face of the earth plan, which seems far more doable than pressing. The car ride seems to go on forever. Right, I'm going to leave it there. I think I'm going to do this game in sort of blocks of 30 minutes, 35 minutes. So I need a drink, and also I'm sneezing every bloody 10 seconds at the moment. My nose is running. So I think I'm getting a cold. Whee! But guys, I hope you're having a good day, and I'll see you shortly for the next part. Got a little bit further. I wonder if you always end up in the prison. I suppose if I'd have left straight away. Yeah. Interesting, yeah. I'm enjoying the game, but bear with me if I'm not bloody sneezing every 10 seconds. Right, take care everybody, hope you're having a good day, and I'll see you shortly. Try a bit.